Well, hello again. Remember when I said that I would try to be more consistent uploading? Yeah, so do I. Anyways, what I have for you today is another free FLP, and let me tell you, it's pretty good. I'm pretty proud of it. There are just a couple notes before I show you the finished project, and then we'll go ahead and go through like a bit of a rundown of it. I have a Discord now. There's a link in the description. If you want some track feedback, post it, and I'll give you some feedback, and maybe some other people will as well. It's also a good place where you can go to talk and just, hang out, maybe play some games. Another thing is, if you haven't already noticed, well, firstly, I released my first single in over a year, out now on all streaming platforms. Go check out Ambivalent. Secondly, I participated in something called All Nighter Volume 6. It's over on the Blue Chair SoundCloud account. I'll link that in the description as well. And you can go find our track, Shudder. And without further ado, let's get into this.
Feel you so close, need you close. Your eyes, it's you and I. Let the time pass by, we don't care about the others. Let's stay dancing all night, cause tonight you're my lover. Ooh, baby, I love it, and I can't ignore it. I like and you can notice, my body gets carried away. Let the time pass by, we don't care about the others. Let's stay dancing all night, cause tonight you're my lover. Ooh, baby, I love it.
So yeah, let's go ahead and do a little bit of a track breakdown. I'm not going to do the whole thing just because that take quite a while, so I'm just going to really go over it. The main portion was the chorus here, and then maybe a couple things here and there. So as for the chorus, what I have made up here is a main supersaw layer, which is just the main chord structure. And then I have our sub bass. You always got to have the sub bass. I have a bass harmonic, which instead of just using one dedicated bass synth, it has both subs and all that in it. What I like to do is I like to separate my sub frequencies and my bass harmonic frequencies into two different synths just to keep things organized, I guess. I don't know. You don't have to do that, but I do. And then to really give the chords their feeling, what I did was I added these two really distorted leads. And so you can really tell without them, there's not really a whole lot of movement to it. But whenever you add those leads in, it kind of just gives it somewhere to go, because without it, it's just, I don't know, it just sounds boring. And if you're wondering about the actual patch that went into creating these super saws, some detuned voices on just a regular sawtooth wave, this LFO here, which is, it's a little bit more of an aggressive LFO, so to kind of give that like super tight feeling, I don't know. I had just this tad bit of hyperdimension, and then sometimes I like to add a little bit of zero square distortion on it, turn the mix down a little bit so it's not too overdone. Multiband compression, as always. Also on the LFO, I added a really slight EQ frequency LFO over here to kind of give it like a wow, I don't know. So yeah, that's our main supersaw synth there. And just to fill up a little bit more space in these like quiet sections, what I did was put on a volume for the main supersaws and modulated it to kind of really swell up right before the next chord hit like this. And I also added an LFO to the reverb. And then as for just the main drum pattern, what I got is this. And then, if you don't recognize this snare, well, you should. So what I have here is this percussion loop that a friend of mine made. And it really helps to fill up a little bit of the high end in here. As we transition into the second part where we take out the LFO of the chords, I added this little tom pattern. I also added in these crashes to the drum loop. And I'm really just going to kind of cover one more little piece about this, and that is these distorted vocals right here. So by themselves, they're like this. They're just super, super, super distorted. And actually, I lied. I'm going to go over a couple more things. And then I'm just going to kind of go over the structure of what made up the verse and build up here. So I have this nice cymatics guitar loop because I can't play guitar yet. It's really Son Holo-esque. And then above that, I added in these vocals from Splice because this is not my voice. I can't sing that good. I have the main acapella right here, and then I have a copy of the acapella down here, which is pitched an octave down. And above all that, we have some rain texture and some vinyl cracking. And actually, right here, this is a fun little texture that I came up with. It's a clock ticking, but also with some percussion to give it a little bit more rhythm. And then on this clock ticking, I modulated the pan so that every other tick it's in one ear or the other. I think that's all I'm really going to go over here. If you want to go check out the rest of it and see how I did everything, I tried my best to organize everything as best I could. Everything's all nice and neat and color-coded. And then if you want, even go right ahead and continue the song. I mean, I added this key change here, which still I'm absolutely in love with because this like pivot chord here is like, I'm not super great in music theory, but I don't know, it works really well. Like, listen to that. Oh, give me the chills. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's video. Again, I have a Discord server, link down in the description. You want to go check that out? Please do. Could use a little bit more attendance. That's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching.